Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the Season 2 on Project Cars 2 for the British Touring Car Replica Championship with the support races. This is race 2, the Clios at Brands Hatch Indy, getting ready for a start, and we're off. A good start at the back from Azadar Blade. He comes through the middle as we come down towards the first corner, Paddock Hill Bend. Quite a weird camera angle. Into the first corner, Bidzster up on two wheels ahead of TY. Fantastic stuff. TY goes to the inside. Everyone else is cleanly through, I think. TY on the inside, Bidzster trying to keep it sideways around the outside. Meanwhile, mid-pack, we've got Stevie and Blakeney in little battles as well. But all's well as we go into Graham Hill Bend. TY, Bidzster and Stevie at the front. So Bidzster at the front, Team Blue in that blue and black car. Into the corner, sideways. You'll see a lot of people go sideways through here. It's quite a hard car to handle, this. Clio's synchronised sliding from the leaders as they come out of clearways. Brilliant stuff as we've got James Deluxe there in mid-pack in the yellow and black car amongst the others as they all come across the line on towards lap 2 now. Out of 18 across the line into Paddock Hill Bend. Bidzster again on two wheels and almost over this time, and TY has to go off the track in avoidance. Oh no, TY's off the track, completely off the track. He's rejoining up towards Druids. Oh no, what a shame for TY. But as we go, okay, here's a replay of TY into the first corner first, just before we do that other replay. So into the first corner on lap 2, Bidzster goes over the curb completely on two wheels, and then as he recovers, TY has to go whoa out of the way, and the back end snaps on him, and he just goes completely round and then has to rejoin. Shame for TY. But as we go back towards the other guys, we've got James Deluxe behind Blakeney, keeping the pressure on as they go through Graham Hill Bend. Blakeney a little bit sideways, Neil Farmack taking a lot of the AstroTurf as they go into clearways, McLaren and then clearways. Everyone through there neatly into clearways. It's a hard corner to get round because this Clio's very sensitive on the steering, and one little tap of the brakes and that rear end just wants to step out. It's a bit unrealistic to a point, but it's controllable as well. So as we go towards Paddock Hill Bend, we've got James Deluxe there holding off Neil Farmack, and in the background we've got Callum and TY. So not good opening laps, and Azadar Blade really struggling as well in this car at the back as well. As you go into Paddock Hill Bend, TY closes right up on the back of Callum. Callum goes into defensive mode as they go up to Druids, but TY's going to try and go around the outside on the brakes. Brave stuff. He's still there. Callum's still fighting him, but TY's got a good run down towards Graham Hill Bend, but Callum just about stays in front. Good racing between them two as we go out of Graham Hill Bend up towards McLaren. Don't think anyone's going to have a go at each other into here, but we watch James Deluxe in 4th place. Little bit of a weird line out of there, and he's right behind Blakeney now, so again another battle to look forward to. James Deluxe versus Blakeney. Let's go and have a see if Callum and TY are still close, and they are. Out of clearways onto the start finish straight, or you can't really call it a straight, but it's about as straight as you get at Brands Hatch. But we watch James Deluxe and Blakeney again still quite close. Neil Farmack's closing onto the back of this group also. There's TY and Callum close together up to Druids. TY doesn't go for it this time, they just decide to stay in formation as they go out of there. And Blakeney again in 3rd place, but he's got James Deluxe, has got Neil all over the back of him now. There he is, James Deluxe, and then they've got Neil for Team Green. James Deluxe is independent, but it's good to see him in this, and hopefully for the full championship length, which will be good as Neil closes up. But again, just clearways, just the car must have stepped out a little bit for Neil because just lost a tiny bit of speed there. Meanwhile, Callum and Callum's off. Callum's off. And where's TY? TY's gone off as well. TY's around here somewhere. I can't see him, but there he is. So there must have been some kind of contact, so we'll get a replay. Okay guys, here's a replay of what happened between Callum and TY on lap 4. We're going through McLaren into clearways. Callum hits the brakes, back end steps out. TY has nowhere to go but right into the back of him, and then TY rejoins, and so does Callum, as Azadar says, thank you very much, I will take that 7th place. As we come back from that, we've got James Deluxe ahead of Blakeney now as well. Blakeney's made an error, we missed that, so we'll get a replay on that as well. Here's a replay of what happened to Blakeney on lap 5 as well. He just goes completely sideways into Paddock Hill Bend through the gravel, and James Deluxe says, thank you very much, I'll take that any day. So as we come back from that, James Deluxe is now into 3rd place, Blakeney down into 4th, Neil 5th, Keith is closing up in 6th as well in the other Clio, so good job by Keith to close up as we go through clearways. Oh, Blakeney with a bit of a bad line there. That's going to leave him exposed if he's not too careful, but luckily there's quite a decent gap to Neil Farmack anyway, so gets away with all that. Meanwhile, Bidzster still in the lead. Going through Paddock Hill Bend, sliding that car through. Stevie doing the same as well. Good job by Stevie, working the wonders for Team White. Meanwhile, T-White at the back struggling. There's Azadar Blade. He's one man that has struggled in the Janetta Juniors and in this one so far, but you never know. He could get his hand to get a grip. I need to get a grip with my words, but yeah, get a grip with the car, and I think he'll do well. But he's got to keep Callum and TY back, and that's going to be a big ask as we look at Blakeney coming into McLaren and into clearways. James Deluxe again with a bit of a bad line into there. Blakeney goes a bit wider but carries a bit more speed as Neil tries to close up as well. I think Neil got quite a good run out of that corner, so he could be closing up on Blakeney before we get to Paddock Hill Bend. As they go across the line, Bidzster still in the lead from Stevie. Just about a 2-second lead for Bidzster. 5 seconds for the 3rd places. Blakeney goes sideways into turn 1 again, like a lot of people are doing, because this Clio is very oversteery at the front, which is a good thing, but the back end just loves to step out every single time, which is not really very realistic to the real life car. But because I mean, yes, it does want to step out, but it don't want to step out that much. But still, Brands Hatch not the best of tracks for this car, but I'm sure Donington and Alton Park in the next 2 rounds will be a lot more suited to this car, and people will enjoy it a bit more. Now as we watch Blakeney going through clearways again, takes that wider line but loses a lot of speed on the way out. There's Neil, you can see he's got a lot more speed there than Blakeney out of that corner. It shows as he's closing up. There's Keith, the other team blue car, Bidzster's teammate in the lead. So Keith in 6th place, doing well. Nice average laps there as we look at Callum and TY and Azadar, who are all quite close together. There we are as Callum goes for a move on Azadar up the inside. Azadar, I think more or less just got a bad run out of that last corner. Lifts off a bit, lets Callum go through because he knows Callum got the pace. Just needs to try and keep with Callum now and just try and keep up with a good pace. Callum defends slightly just in case Azadar does try anything. But into Paddock Hill Bend we go. TY still at the back, still struggling with that car, I think. As we go into Druids, Azadar goes up the inside of Callum. Good move there, even though Callum did leave the door wide open with an open invitation and possibly a drink at the door. But, yeah, Callum goes back down to 8th place. Azadar moves back up to 7th. As we look at Blakeney now and Neil close together as we come up to Paddock Hill Bend. This is about as close as we're going to get. Blakeney and Neil into Paddock Hill Bend. Blakeney takes the title line, goes over the grass. Oh, a bit of a shortcut there, Blakeney, but he loses speed. Neil Farmack's on the inside up towards Druids now. Lap 9 out of 18, in we go. And Neil goes through into 4th place, Blakeney back down to 5th. So could this be an opportunity for Keith to close up to Blakeney? Because Blakeney needs to get back in the rhythm now. Try and keep with Neil if you can, and just try and keep it clean and consistent. So there's Bidzster in the lead, Team Blue. There's Stevie, still not far behind him to be honest, still keeping that rough 2-second gap, which is good. James Deluxe, keep wanting to say Jamo, but Jamo's not here this week unfortunately. James Deluxe in 3rd place, doing well there, keeping it consistent. Neil just ahead of Blakeney, as you can see him behind in that yellow car as James Deluxe comes through shot. And then we've got Neil and Blakeney there. Again, very hard corner this, is Blakeney's demonstrating because Blakeney's all over the place again. That could leave him vulnerable to Keith as they come up to Druids. Blakeney really struggling with that turn 1. He's just turning in way too early. He just needs to turn in late and then steer in a lot, and then hopefully the car will sort of nicely drift its way through. But I'm sure he'll be able to get the hang of it in a couple of laps as we look at the back. And oh, Kid's that a bit late, but Callum made some kind of error there, and TY had to brake in avoidance. Not quite sure how that ended up like that, but we'll get a replay on it. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to TY and Callum on the way into Paddock Hill Bend on lap 10. So Callum just makes a mistake, loses the back end of the car. TY could not avoid him there at all. and run into the back of him. So as we come back from that replay then, Blakeney now under attack from Keith. Blakeney's had a bad run and Neil's gone off as well. And Keith hits Blakeney and tries to go through the middle. Blakeney's off and hits Neil. Oh, the car's rolling everywhere. Oh, Blakeney takes a roll. And Neil gets involved in that as well. Blakeney in a very odd looking Clio now, as we just have a little look, because the camera's just, for some reason, zoomed right up. But yeah, there's Blakeney in a rather lightened version of the Clio now. But we'll get a replay on that. Okay, here's a replay on board with Blakeney on what happened on lap 10. So Neil's gone off into the gravel, so he's going to be slow. So he sees Blakeney coming, so he moves to the right. Then Keith comes through the middle because he's got speed on everyone. Hits Blakeney. Blakeney then goes across and hits Neil, and then ends up seeing sky ground, and then hits the ground, and then leaves a bits of bodywork all over the track. Okay, let's have a look at that from Keith's view now. So see, Neil's gone wide, but then also Blakeney lost a lot of speed as we came into that replay. And then goes through the middle, Blakeney's on the left, and Keith moves a little bit too much to the left, and then that results in the contact behind. Okay, let's take a look at this in slow motion then. So we're going into Bidzster Bend. You see, there's Neil coming across. I don't know why the camera's zooming out all this much, but then Blakeney goes to the left, but then Keith's carrying that much speed, he has to come through the middle, but then Blakeney's moving across as well. Both cars make contact, and then Blakeney's on the grass now, so Keith gets away with this. Blakeney's on the grass, lost complete control of the car, and Neil's just an innocent bystander, hits him, and then ends up rolling over himself, right around in the air. Project Cars physics, a bit delayed, but again, not too bad, and Keith ends up keeping going. So as we come back from that dramatic incident, here's some more dramatic racing. We've got Azadar, Callum and TY going through where the debris was into Bidzster Bend. Hopefully they're not going to end up like they did last time. As Azadar sideways, Callum's a bit sideways, TY's just waiting for any mistake just to try and make a move. As we go up to Druids. Around Druids we go. Everyone's still in the same order. Callum loses a bit of speed there, TY closes up, but not any way through just yet. As we look at Bidzster in first place, there he is. So he's not far off actually lapping those lot back in that other battle. Because if you look, Bidzster's just coming down the Cooper straight towards McLaren and Clearways, and there's the other lot just going through there. So could end up being that Bidzster laps a couple of people here, but we'll see. Maybe even Stevie as well if they can keep up the pace. But Callum and TY very close, so we'll keep an eye on this battle here. Callum and TY, no one else on track really that close, so this is the battle to watch at the minute. As Azadar Blade takes a detour and takes out another sign on the inside. Clearly doesn't like the advertisements, but Callum and TY both go a bit wide as well, so everyone's struggling with Bidzster Bend in this car, because the car really wants to just oversteer at the front, and the rear end just doesn't, and the rear end just wants to be the front. I think it just wants to overtake the front, so really unstable car. But TY goes through on the inside. Callum gets a bad run out of the corner. TY takes the place. Callum down to 9th place and last position. Don't hear me say that much. TY and Callum at the back of the grid, but that's how it's happening at the minute. So these cars really throwing a spanner in the works. People thought it was just going to be an actual touring car championship, but no, I thought, no, we'll throw the support races in there as well for a bit of added extra, and I'll tell you something, it's working. The first race was quite good, and this race is, well, proving to be even more lively. So, God knows what we're going to get like when the touring cars come on track in the next race, but we'll see. So, Bidzster with a 5-second gap over Stevie now. So, Stevie's gone back into the hands of James Deluxe almost. So, it looks like Stevie's really struggling with that car. Yes, there he is. Maybe the tyres starting to overheat or something, but that car definitely not handling how it should. Very, very darty into the corners, and the rear end just not wanting to play ball. So they're quite close. As Keith's now into 4th place ahead of Neil. So, yep. Obviously, Neil had that incident with Blakeney earlier, so Keith into 4th. Neil running a bit wide there, so good job by Keith into 4th. Meanwhile, Azadar and Callum and TY still running quite close together. As there they are coming over the straight. And then there's Bidzster in the background. There's the leader in the background. So this could be a game changer if they end up having blue flags. But Azadar goes wide onto the gravel. He's going to rejoin right where they are. But luckily TY avoids him. But he's going to get the inside for Callum as well. Could even get 2 cars in one go here, and he has done. Good job by TY there. Callum goes a bit wide. Arzadar's looking up there. Then look who's in the background. It's Bidzster. He's still closing up with every corner. As Arzadar Blade goes slightly wide there, but Callum retains the 8th place. Oh, Keith's gone off. Keith's gone off. Neil goes up. Neil's gone through. I don't know if there was contact there. We'll get a replay. So as we come back from that, TY in 7th still, Callum still in 8th, and Arzadar still in 9th place. As Bidzster's now coming through to lap Arzadar. So Arzadar Blade gets lapped by Bidzster. Bidzster goes through. And I don't know why Bidzster feels like he has to defend, but obviously it feels like he has to. Into Paddy Kilburn we go, and now the next one for him is Callum. And Callum should get out of the way. Yeah, there he goes. Callum nicely gets out of the way of the leader. It's a good job there by Callum as Bidzster goes through to lap them there. As now his next one is TY. Bidzster will really want to lap TY. It'll give him a good ego boost, and it'll not give TY one, so I would imagine TY will be really trying to put his foot down now. But Callum's been lapped by the leaders, and there's 2nd and 3rd in the background. James Deluxe and Stevie. So Stevie again ahead of James Deluxe still. As they go through McLaren into clearways. Oh, Stevie's gone off. Stevie's gone wide. He's on the gravel. James Deluxe takes 2nd place. Stevie goes off. Obviously, clearly that car not handling the way it was at the start of the race. It just seems to have got worse as he goes through the race. And Stevie back down to 3rd place. James Deluxe promoted to 2nd. So good job by James Deluxe on his first in his 2nd race in the new championship. So good job by James Deluxe. I'll eventually get my words out, ladies and gentlemen. Got there in the end. So Callum and Arzadar still battling. There goes TY and Bidzster going through. Shot as well on 2 wheels. We're still trying hard. I think he just wants to lap TY. But Callum and Arzadar still close in the background there. They are 8th and 9th place. A good job there by them too. Callum over the... Oh, Arzadar really over the curb. Callum goes into the last corner, gets a better line than Arzadar does, because Arzadar just goes wide onto the gravel, dips his left wheels into the gravel, loses speed, and then Callum will be able to pull away slightly. There's TY in 7th place, into the first corner, quite sideways, but controls it, out of the corner. Bidzster still not close enough to get blue flags on TY just yet, as Neil comes across the line in 4th place, Keith behind in 5th. There he is. So it looks like it's going to be Team Blue 1-5. James Deluxe Independent in 2nd place, but here's Bidzster on his last lap of the race, lap 18 out of 18. It's been a good race here by all. It's been very entertaining stuff as they come through McLaren in towards clearways. He's not going to get a chance to lap TY unless the blue flags start waving now, but I would imagine TY will just keep going. There goes Bidzster up on 2 wheels, typical touring car style. Comes through clearways and Jim Clark curve, and Bidzster wins race 2. Well done to Bidzster. Wins race 2 for Team Blue. Good job there. James Deluxe is going to finish in 2nd place, and obviously the Arzadar Callum battle will finish as that would be as well. So Arzadar gets Callum 8th as well, Callum 9th. Stevie comes across the line in 3rd. Neil comes across the line in 4th. Keith's going to be 5th for Team Blue. Blakeney is going to be in 6th position for the yellow team. TY is going to be the other finisher for the white team, and then Arzadar and Callum obviously finishing where they actually finished in the race. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now. Okay guys, let's get those results confirmed for you then. So Bidzster was the winner in that one, from James Deluxe in 2nd position. Then it was Stevie in 3rd. Neil Farmack finishes in 4th position. Keith finishes in 5th, teammate to Bidzster in 5th place. 6th place for Blakeney, the top of the Team Yellow cars, after the tremendous roll halfway through the race. TY in 7th place, Arzadar Blade in 8th, and Callum finishes in 9th position. So there's the winner, Bidzster. There's the back of his car. Well done to Bidzster, the winner of the Clio race at Brands Hatch Indy. And we'll see you guys for race 3 in the touring cars. Take care. Into the night.